Hey now, take a step outside and seize the
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new to my channel, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician for over 10 years. Today's video is going to be about body tension and my favorite way to release it. I did a video a couple weeks ago showing you my favorite ways to release body tension, and I did mention some tools in there. Today, I'm going to show you my absolute favorite way to release tension in the body. It's fascia blasting, okay? Now, if you have been following my channel since the beginning, one of my very first videos that I put out, I did talk about fascia blasting. So fascia blasting works your fascia. Fascia is fascia, sometimes I say it differently, I know, is a fibrous jelly-like tissue that runs throughout your entire body. It's in your scalp, it's in your face, it runs in throughout your organs, it's at the surface level of your skin, it runs throughout the different layers of the muscles. This tissue can get really tight and distorted, and you can get fascial adhesions, which is often referred to as a muscle knot. When this tissue gets very tight, it clamps down on the muscles, creating a lot of tension and pain, which will lead to loss of blood or restricted blood flow. Puts tension on the tendons and your joints, so you don't have good mobility, right? The best way to release this fascia adhesions are through these tools. I've tried so many tools for fascia release, and the fascia blasters are my absolute favorite way to release it. If you go in and get a massage, there are techniques that massage therapists use to release fascial adhesions. It's usually with their thumbs and often referred to as what is called a deep tissue massage. With these fascia blasting tools, it's a light, brisk movement that you use. You go up and down, or you can go cross fiber, okay? With fascia blasting, I will tell you, it's a lot of work. Using these tools is like a workout in itself. Now, how did I get, oh, my light went out. Let me fix that really quick. Oops, Mercury retrograde. Sorry about that, guys. It is in fact Mercury retrograde. And last Mercury retrograde, I had issues with my lighting too. Go figure. All right, so how did I get into fascia blasting? So I got into this back when these first came out in 2015. And so for those of you who haven't, followed me throughout my YouTube journey here, I was in a major motorcycle accident that was almost fatal back in 2004, and that left me with some injuries that, I'm going to have to be dealing with pain for the rest of my life. I had multiple broken bones, I fractured my back, and, the fortunate thing is I'm here today. I made it through. I didn't have to have surgery. But these injuries have, left me to deal with, chronic pain. And one of the main things that causes a lot of pain for me is that from that accident, my hips are offset. My right side of my body is higher up than my left side of the body, and it's because of my hips from that accident. And unfortunately, there isn't anything I can do about it. And what happens with this is I have a lot of muscle imbalances, and I get a lot of tension throughout my body, and my lower back will go out on me frequently, okay? I was always going in and getting, I do get regular adjustments from my chiropractor, and I was doing regular massages, but regular massages can be very expensive. Fortunately, it's not covered by my medical insurance. So I had to look for alternative ways. And I was on Facebook and I saw this ad for the Fascia Blaster. And I did some research on it, and it looked really amazing and stuff. And so I picked it up, and here it is. So this is the original Fascia Blaster that came out. I believe it was 2015. I've had it since it came out. Not this one in particular, because I've been through 3 of these because, I had issues with the claws cracking. I've dropped it, a couple times on the tile floor, and it just busts because this is plastic, and it's not a very sturdy plastic to where it drops and you will not get any damage, okay? So I started out with this one. This is the only one that they had for a few years, and then they started expanding the line, which I'm going to show you all the tools. So I picked this up and I started using it, and it's been amazing for me. Whenever I'm in pain, I reach for this. Now, I will tell you, I am not consistent with using the Fascia Blaster because one, it takes a lot of time. Two, it's a lot of work. This is a workout in itself, especially when you do your legs and your tummy, because you're using both arms and you're going back and forth, right? And it's a light, brisk movement that you're using. You get hot and sweaty from it, and it's a workout, but it's so worth it. It feels good. So I go on these things like, you know, I'll forget to do it. And then it's like I'm in pain or my back goes out, and instead of it being out for 1 or 2 days, it's out for a whole week. And I'm like, oh, I got to go back and fascia blast again so I can take care of it. Well, you know, during this whole entire pandemic, I have been at home, and I do these once in a while, and, you know, I have neglected myself. You know, I haven't been taking care of myself like how I should, paying myself the special attention that I need. Well, you know, I started getting back into my fascia blasting again, and you know, I feel amazing. So I'm going to share it with you today. I've gotten a lot of you reaching out to me asking me how to use these tools and what I think about them. And you know, I'm not very comfortable about, you know, putting my body out there on camera, as I am self-conscious. It's just me. I've always been that way, and I don't like for people to see certain parts of my body, especially here on YouTube, because you never know, right? But anyways, so I have all the tools, and I'm going to show you all the tools, and then I'm going to talk to you about you know, tissue prep and what's needed to do fascia blasting. And if you want to know more, they do have a book. This is actually the journal. I picked this up years ago. I've never used it, but I was hoping that I would be able to. But the book is called The Cellulite Myth, okay? So, you know, a lot of times, let's talk about cellulite really quick. So, you know, a lot of, you know, people say that, you know, cellulite is from fat. Well, yeah, it is from fat, but it's also from distorted tissue. And these do help with cellulite as well, because what happens is when your fascia is tight, you know, it clamps down on everything. You have surface level in between the muscles. Now, when you have the fascia that's at the surface level, it puts tension on the fat cells, and it results in dimply skin, okay? So fascia blasters do help with this. If you are using creams and stuff and you're not seeing a difference in your cellulite, that means it's definitely a tissue issue, okay? All right, so let's go over these tools. So here is the original Fascia Blaster. This is the first one that came out. It has these big old claws on it. Now, these are great. These are for like, they're great for everybody, but these are really good to go in after your tissues are prepped and warmed up and you've been fascia blasting for a while. And they have discovered that. And I will tell you that there is science behind all of this. Ashley Black did a study, and it's on their website, and you guys can go and read it and stuff. So anyways, so we have several different tools. Okay, so here's the Master Blaster. So as you see that the claws are different on this, these are tiny claws. So these tiny claws are meant to work the surface fascia. So when you are first starting out with fascia blasting, it's good to get a tool like this one, because you want to start out at working the surface fascia first, break up through those adhesions, and then you go in deeper and work into the different layers of the muscle. You don't want to go in deep real too fast, because it can create issues with your tissue. Like, you'll notice that your skin, if you go too deep too fast, your skin can become saggy, and it takes a while for it to bounce back. That's why you want to go slow. Never dig with these tools, okay? I'll get into a little bit more of that. So this is working the surface fascia. right underneath the skin. And after you've been using this for about 2 weeks, after you use this to warm up your tissues, like for a minute or two to create the blood flow, that's when you would go in with this tool, and this will get deeper into the muscle, okay? So with this small claws, they have several different tools, and I'm going to show you them all, and I will tell you which ones I would recommend that you start out with if this is something that you're interested in. Okay, so these tools, I will tell you, are not cheap. They are very, very expensive. And it's very surprising because, you know, they are made out of plastic, but I'm sure that's probably where they figure in that 1,000-day guarantee, okay? So if you are interested in these tools, I would recommend that, you know, you sign up for their emails because they do have sales frequently. They always have a huge Black Friday sale, and they always have a huge Christmas sale. So this is a newer tool. I think this came out, was it not last year, but the year before last. This is called the Fascia Blaster. It's got 3 rows of these small claws. This is amazing for the larger areas of your body, your legs, your butt, and your back, okay? What's great about this is that you can do both your legs at the same time instead of using this one and doing one leg at a time. So this cuts down on time. As you can see, I do have 2 claws here that are missing, and unfortunately these broke off. Now I did put in a request for this to be replaced. I haven't heard back yet. It's kind of a pain in the tail to do the replacement program. I will tell you that right now. So I got this 1 year on Black Friday. It wasn't last year. I think it was the year before last, okay? This guy is expensive. I think it's almost $200. I did not pay that for this because when they had the Black Friday sale, I think this was $100, okay? I love this tool. I use this on my back. I use it on my legs, and I use it on my tummy. This is an amazing tool to start out with for those larger areas. It's great because you can cover a large area in a quicker time, okay? Now, if you can't afford this one, that's where I would go for this one. This would be the very first one I would start out with, okay? Use this for you could use this all over your body except for your face, and like, you know, you can use it on your neck here, but I will tell you, I don't really like the claws on this for the neck. I prefer these smaller claws here on the Fascia Blaster. So these are the 2 tools I would recommend that you start out with first, okay? Next, they did come out with another small claw tool, which is called the Fascia Blaster Mini. This tool, I actually wish I wouldn't have picked this up. It is kind of tough to use. It's heavy, okay? And that's another thing too I wanted to tell you guys is that this guy right here is pretty heavy too. It's really, really heavy, but I still like it. So if that's an issue for you, then definitely get this guy because this guy is really, really light and it's easy to use it all over your body versus that tool. This is pretty heavy. This is actually heavier than this. But so this is so you could work the smaller areas of your body, like your arms, okay? And then it has this part on it here. It's called a flusher, so you can flush out your skin after you're done blasting. That's something that's really, really important, okay? And then the Fascia Blaster. So the Fascia Blaster, you can use this all over your body. I love to use this on my arms and of course my face and my neck too, okay? So here's this. Now, I don't remember how much this guy was, but I got this last year for Black Friday, and I think it was only $59, but I think it's a little bit more expensive. This is the one that I absolutely wouldn't recommend that you get. I would do the Fascia Blaster over this one, or even the Master Blaster, okay? All right, so those are the smaller clawed tools. And I'll show you what happened to one of my Fascia Blasters. Because of the design of this, your hands get oily. They are easy to drop. Well, here's what it looked like when I dropped it, okay? So what I use this claw for is I save it and I use it for my hands. I love to use this on my feet to go in between my toes and stuff like that. So that, you know, you can, you know, save them and use those use it like that too. All right, so for the bigger claw tools, I have all three. Okay. So the only thing that I don't have Fascia Blaster wise is I don't have the separate nuggets, okay? So these nuggets, these are like scraping tools. So like, for instance, on your thighs, you get the really deep dimples. Once you've been Fascia Blasting for a while and you know, you've graduated to using the bigger claws, and you still have those dimples, these are meant to go in there to kind of go and scrape the tissue. I've never done that. I don't want to do that, but there is videos that show you how to do that. So here's the OG. This is the original one that came out. Use this all over your body, except for the face, okay? So this is something that you use to work in the deeper tissues. Then they have the Mini 2. So the Mini 2, I love to use this on my arms. I love to use it on my inner thighs. I love to use it on the sides right here, my obliques. It's a great, great tool. This actually feels really good to use in your scalp too. Sometimes I'll use it on my shoulders. I have the Mini 1. So the Mini 1 is great. You can use this on your arms. You can use it on your inner thighs. I really love this to use on my neck and to work in my traps, okay? So that's the Mini series. Now, they do have one that's called the Big Daddy it's longer and it has more claws on it, okay, for this one. And it's great for those of you who, have broad shoulders. Usually men, are a lot broader than women. Men love to use these too. That's the Big Daddy. I did not get that one because I have this one. Now, they just released a new tool and I did pick it up. It's called, this is funny, this is called the Savage Blaster. So I used this the other day on my legs and I absolutely love it. This tool is awesome. So this is their new tool. They did a pre-release. I signed up for it and they emailed me when it was available and it was for a special price. Oh, look, we have a little friend here. Hi, Miss Molly. She knows about fascia tools because I use the Fascia Blasters on her. I use the Face Blaster on her and work out her legs. So you can use it on your animals too. Okay, Miss Molly, go over there and lay down, okay? All right, so this is their newest and latest and greatest. I love this. This is a lot lighter than the Paddle Blaster, the one that's big like this with the small claws. It has these handles on it that you can grip it, like when you're using it on your legs. You can use this on both your legs at the same time. It's amazing for the back. I love this. So they had it for a special price. It was $159. Yes, I did buy it because, like I said, these tools are so amazing for working out the tension. It's my favorite way. When you use these on your body, it not only works out the tension, but I'll tell you, it's restoring that blood flow to those areas where you had those adhesions. Since it's restoring that blood flow, it's bringing that blood up to the surface of the skin. So it's bringing oxygen to your skin. It's bringing nutrients. And along with that, it helps collagen rebuild in those areas so your skin will become tighter from using these. There's a lot of stories on their Facebook page. You can see success stories from, people who had really loose skin before and they started fascia blasting and it really helped tighten up their skin. They look amazing, okay? Little Miss Molly wants to be part of the party today. All right, so for the tools, they have these things called extenders. So these you put on the end of the tools. So it's easier if you have restricted movement to use on your back or your tummy, okay? And I demo those in the video so you guys can see that. Okay, so those are the Fascia Blasting tools. I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy, but when something works, I become obsessed with it. All right, so let's talk about tissue prep. So for fascia work, when you are doing fascia blasting, there's a couple things that you have to do in order to get a good release of tension, okay? First one is you must be hydrated. Anytime you're going to do any type of muscle work, it's very important that you have hydration throughout your whole entire body. Drink your water. Drink your water 30 to 45 minutes before your treatment, and keep your body hydrated throughout the treatment. You're going to want to keep water nearby because, like I said, it is like a workout. You will get thirsty, you will get hot and sweaty. 2, heat. When you're working the muscles, it's very important that you heat up the tissue. For fascia blasting, my favorite ways to heat up my tissue are 1, to take a nice hot Epsom salt bath to release the tension that's in the muscles so I can really get in there and work that fascia out. 2, I love to do it after an intense workout. When I work out intensely, go for a run, do an intense cardio session, the Peloton, my tissues are warmed up, and it's a great time to go in there and work that fascia. There's people who do have those portable at-home saunas. They do it in the sauna. I don't have, a sauna here at home, and I'm not into having a portable sauna because it takes up a lot of room, but there are people who do that. You can use a heating pad. You can use those neck wraps or body wraps that you heat up in the microwave. So that's very important, is you want to do this when your tissues are heated. If you do it cold, you're not going to be that successful at breaking up those fascia adhesions, because when the fascia is cold, it's like jelly. It's kind of tough to move around. It's not as pliable, but if it's heated up, it'll be pliable. It'll smooth out like butter. But if you've had fascia adhesions for a while, it does take a while to work them out. It can take months. Sometimes it can take a year, just depending on how consistent you are. And as long as you follow the proper techniques, you can get there sooner sometimes, okay? Now, what you need to use on your skin for fascia blasting is oil. So I do use the blaster oil from Ashley Black. I like this oil. I like the viscosity of it. It's kind of thicker. It keeps really good slip. It smells like the beach. Not so much a coconut smell, but I can't really describe it, but it does smell like the beach. And there's supposedly something that's in here to help burn fat, because when you do use these tools, it does help burn fat too, by the way, because you're getting a workout in and burning calories. Put your, Apple Watch on and put it on like an open workout, and you'll see how many calories you burn from doing a fascia blasting session, especially your legs. So I do like the blaster oil. I use it, I buy it. You can use a thick viscosity oil. Some people use olive oil. I even like avocado oil. So you could choose your oil. I would just say I would avoid coconut oil, because there has been a lot of people who have reactions to coconut oil with using this, cause a lot of dryness and irritation on the skin. What do you need after? So after you fascia blast, it's really important to flush all the areas out that you're working the best that you can. You want to stretch the areas, okay, right after. Next thing you want to do is, they do make this after blaster cream. So this I do not like. It doesn't really do anything for me. This is supposed to be, they say, good for skin tightening, and also, to help with bruises, because it has arnica in it. I just go straight in with arnica after my treatment. This will help reduce swelling, because you can get swelling from doing fascia blasting. You can get bruising. So I do have some bruises here on my arm right now that I'll point out. Okay, you should go over there, okay? You should go lay down. You should go lay down. So I have these bruises here on my arms because these are areas where I had some fascial adhesions where there was blood flow that was restricted, okay? So what happens when you break up those adhesions, the blood will rush in there, okay? And what happens is it pulls in there and it creates a bruise, okay? It's not because I was digging too deep. It's just what it happens. I was only using the face blaster, which is a surface level, okay? That means I have a lot of fascial adhesions that I need to work out. So what I just do is I go in with arnica right away. It helps with muscle soreness. It helps with bruising. It will get rid of those bruises super fast. It also helps relieve any additional tension. So I'll put a thin layer of arnica over. I need to get a new arnica because this is a roller ball one, and the roller ball stopped working. So I've just been scooping it out, but arnica works so good. And then I just follow through with a moisturizer after, okay? So that is it for this portion of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed me talking about fascia blasting and showing you one of my favorite ways to release tension. You guys are going to go ahead and go into the demo video. I won't see you after this, so if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I love you guys, and I'm sending you all so much love and light, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hi everyone, and welcome to the demo for fascia blasting for your upper body. Now before we get started, just a few points here. So one thing is you're definitely going to need some oil. So I do have the blaster oil from Ashley Black. I do like this oil. It's pretty good. It's supposed to have fat burning properties in it. I don't know, I've never noticed anything, but I do like it. It smells like the beach. It is a good oil, and it's great because it really gives you the perfect amount of slip for this treatment. 2, you have to be heated, okay? If you really want to break through those fascial adhesions, heat is a must. It helps relieve the tension in the muscles, it helps the fascia adhesions break up, and also muscle knots, okay? So when I do my upper body, I do the back of my shoulders, I do my chest, I do my arms, I do my neck, and it's a great time to go ahead and do your face too because it's all connected. So I've already put oil on my back, but one of the things what I like about this is it does have a spray on it. So I'll just lube it up, okay? Now the first tool we're gonna start out with is called the paddle blaster, this bad boy. I did 2 claws have broken off of it. I put in a claim to have it replaced, haven't heard back yet, and I have these things called extenders on them, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this, spread that oil around, okay? And I like these extenders because if you don't have good range of motion, these really help. Also, if you're, wide, it really helps. Okay, so I moved the oil all the way around, so I'm going to turn around. Hopefully you guys can see. Next thing what I do is I just go back and forth, just like this. And I'm using light, brisk movement, okay? And I go all the way over my shoulders as far as I can reach it, okay? And I do this for a little bit. And then I like to go up and down. I have to grip it differently to go up and down. Okay. But usually I do this for about 2-3 minutes, especially right now because I haven't been consistent with doing my fascia blasting. And you don't want to go too long when you're first starting out. Okay. So you guys kind of get the idea there. Go up and down, okay? All right, so in case you're wondering, I do have a tube top on. I don't really like to expose my body that much on camera. I'm self-conscious. I just don't like it. So with these tools, another one that you can use is called the Master Blaster, okay? So this is a smaller version of the paddle blaster. These smaller claws are great for warming up your tissue. It's great for just starting out because when you're starting out with fascia blasting, you want to break up the tissue at the surface level. And then once you get, used to it, like a couple weeks in, if you're consistent with it, that's when you go into these larger claws. And this is the original fascia blaster to go in deeper in the muscles because fascia is not only at the surface, but it runs throughout our muscles into layers and layers. It's also through our organs too. So if you're going to use this one, you can put the extenders on it. See, this one is a little bit tougher to reach, but you can go in there and do some targeted treatment. What I also do right after I warm up my tissues with the paddle blaster, I like to come in through here and work all the way down into my shoulders as far as I can reach it, okay? This feels so good, guys, especially if you have a lot of tension in these areas. And you just use light, brisk movements. Do not dig these into the skin, okay? Okay. So I'll come up here, work the traps, like so. Over here, do the same thing. One thing I forgot to mention is you have to make sure that you're hydrated when you're doing this treatment, as muscles always release tension so much easier when they're hydrated. When you're dehydrated, it's tougher to work those knots out, okay? During my treatments, I always keep water nearby, because some of the body parts that you work on, this is a workout, like when you do your legs, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I like to spend a good amount of time here on my traps. I carry so much tension in here, guys. So, and this really does help break up that tension. It's amazing, guys. These tools are amazing. I can just tell you that right now. Okay, so after I work the traps, what I do is I take the Fascia Blaster and I go up and down the back of my neck, okay? You go take it into your hairline there, and then just go up and down the back of your neck. Sometimes your hair does get caught in there. You can turn your neck to the side, work this side. So this is a faster way to work the neck, okay? The alternative for this, for working your neck, would be go in with your Omna or your Face Blaster, okay? So you can go in here and then just go like this with your Face Blaster. Okay, oops, my hair's getting caught in there. And then same thing on this side. Okay, you can even take these and work your traps, just like I did with the Fascia Blaster. This is sort of a little bit easier. If you're going to use the Omna, same thing, just go in there, work the tissue. Okay, you can use it for your shoulders too. Okay, so there you get that. Next area I go in for is my chest, okay? Now, you can use your hands and spread the oil. Most of the time, I just try to grab the tool so I don't get my hands all oily, because when you get your hands all oily, it does affect the grip on the tools. So we're gonna work the chest. Now, I don't like to use the paddle blaster on my chest. I mean, you can, but you can. It's a little bit big and awkward, okay? So what I do is I take the Fascia Blaster, okay? And then I just go back and forth, just like this, up and down my chest. Do not use this on your breast tissue, okay? Do not use it on the breast tissue. You go over your chest. And you know, when you're first starting this out, you can go until you see, you know, your skin flush, turn red. I turn red real easily, so don't pay attention for how long I do it. I can go at it longer, but usually when you're first starting out, I say on the body, work the area 1 to 2 minutes, and then when you start getting into this and doing it consistently, that's when you can go longer. Some people do work the areas up to 10 minutes, but that is just way too long for me. So what I do is I take this and I go all over my chest, and you want to make sure you get this crease right in through here where your pec meets your shoulder. And you just work the chest at all different angles, okay? And do it evenly on both sides. If you have poor posture, you are going to feel this right here in this area. It's gonna feel so good. So I go in and I warm up the tissues all over, okay? Just like this. And by the way, this will help with if you have chest wrinkles too, just so you know. Okay, next thing I like to go in with is the Fascia Blaster or the Omna, okay? So I take this and I work it right underneath my collarbone because all those muscles in the shoulders and the neck all connect right in through here. If you have some tension, you are going to feel this release. And then I also like to go up and down with this. With the Master Blaster, it's kind of a little bit tough to do because it's so long, but you can do it. So I just go up and down just like this, okay? Same thing right over here. Go up underneath your collarbone, work it out, okay? And then I go up and down just like this because I already went sideways and I'm doing the other section. Now I'm doing cross fiber. So you can go sideways and up and down, okay? Never go in circles when you're working your fascia. Never, ever, ever do that. Okay, another area that I like to work is this area right in through here. It's like, you know, it's your pec and the front of your shoulder, okay, your deltoid. So I had to get some oil on my hands here, so I always keep a towel nearby so I could wipe it off so I don't drop it. So then I come in here and I work the front of the shoulder. You can go sideways like this, you can do it long ways and work it like this. Sometimes it works really good when you have your shoulders stretched out. Go cross fiber like this. Okay. I do have a lot of adhesions right in here, and you can see it's not getting red really easily, and that's a sign that you have a lot of fascial adhesions in that area. So I could get bruising right here in this area, just in case you guys, well, not just in case. Sorry, kind of noisy here because everything's plastic and my bathroom countertop is tile. Okay, so I'll work this out on this side. You're gonna do the Omna. Just do the same movements with the Omna. This is a lot easier to grip, by the way. So I even like to go down here in between my chest a little bit more. Then you take it up underneath your collarbone. Take it over here and work the front of the shoulder. Okay, so after I do my chest, the next thing I do is I do my arms, guys, okay? Let me take off my watch, and I'm just gonna do one arm for the video. I'm really self-conscious about my arms these days because, you know, I haven't been able to lift weights like how I used to, and yeah, they just don't look as good. But you know what? That's life, and everybody's going through the same thing as I am. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is wipe that oil off my hands. Okay, so I like to go in with the Fascia Blaster on my arms. It's easier for me to grip. You can do the Master Blaster, and I do have one of their newer tools here, which is called the Paddle Blaster Mini. Now this is great because you can come in here and tackle a bigger area, but it is kind of heavy, but you get a lot of the area. So what I do is I go all over my arms, okay? Just like this. Go up and down, light brisk movements. When you're gonna work your underarm, you come over here, hold it up, go up and down, just like this, okay? And then to work your forearm, work your forearms because you carry a lot of tension in here. Should go up and down, just like this. When I am very consistent about doing this and at least working it once a week, It really gets rid of all the pain and tension in my hands and my arms. And it's great. I can do facials, and I actually do this before I do facials because it really helps. So Fascia Blaster, and you want to do your hands too, okay? So you go in here in between your fingers, work them just like this, work the side of the thumb, work in your wrist too here, okay? Over here on the side, down here, you can work the palm of your hands too. Could use the Omna for that too. Okay, in between the fingers, work. The Fascia Blaster is easier to use on your palm, honestly, but because of the way this is angled, but you can use it too. All right, so I'll do the whole entire arm. I'll do each arm for about 3 minutes. If you're going to use the Fascia Blaster, same thing. Up and down, light burst movements, like this. Work the underarm. So this bruise I have in here is from, I already worked my fascia. This week, I think I worked it on Tuesday. I have some bruising. So that is areas where the blood flow was restricted because I had some fascial adhesions, and sometimes I get, a lot of them. So it looks like, I got beat up the night before. So those are the fascial tools, and you can use the Omna on your arm too. Okay. Now, these are called, these are the smaller claws. And like I said, these are really good for working the surface fascia. They're great for warming up the tissue before you go in with the bigger claws. Now, the bigger claws, after you've been fascia blasting for a while, that's when you're going to want to graduate to these guys, okay? I have a couple of, I have all the Fascia Blaster tools, okay? So you pick which one you want to use. The bigger one here, which is the original blaster, this is really good to use on the larger parts of your body. So if I had been doing this already consistently for 2 weeks, if I had been doing this for 2 weeks consistently, at least doing each area of my body twice a week with the Master Blaster or the smaller claw tools, after I would use these to warm up my tissues, and then that's when I would go in and use these bigger claws, okay? These, you can feel it get into the tissue a little bit more. It feels really, really good. I love this one for like my back, my legs, my chest. It's great. I like the way this really feels on the back of my neck. I feel like it really gets in there really, really nicely. And then like for my arms, I like this one. This is called the Mini 2. It has 2 claws on here, and it has these pointy ends. So these pointy ends are to go in there and do a little bit more deeper fascial work, which I'm not going to get into because I'm not really a fan of that. But you could look all this stuff up on YouTube. The Fascia Blaster by Ashley Black, they have their own YouTube channel. It shows you how to work out each body, but this one is really great for the arms. I really, really like it. So you just get in there and you really work the area. All right, guys. So next, after I do my arms, I'll go in and work my neck, okay? So you can use the blaster oil, use an oil of your choice. You don't have to use the blaster oil. You can, use avocado oil. I just wouldn't use coconut oil. I know a lot of people have issues with their blasters when they use coconut oil. So after I am done with my arms, I go in and start working my neck, okay? So I'll work my neck just like this. Now, I'll leave it up to you if you want to do your face after. I usually do. And because everything's connected, okay? So you can go in and start working that neck. So if you guys want to see the whole tutorial on how to do my neck, I already have that in the updated fascial tension release video, or updated facial tension release video. So you can see that. You guys have all seen me work my neck already so many times. Okay, so there you go. So that is fascia blasting, guys. And after you're done with fascia blasting, it's really important that you flush out the areas, to move those toxins throughout the body. Because when you do this, anytime you're breaking up anything, muscle knots, fascial adhesions, anytime you get a massage, the muscles do release toxins. So make sure you drink water throughout the day, stay hydrated, flush out the area. And if you've never done this before, you're going to probably have a lot of fascial adhesions and you probably will bruise. They do have a After Blaster cream. This has arnica in it. I'm not a fan of this. It just doesn't do anything for me. What I like to do after I fascia blast is I like to just get some arnica gel and I put it on my areas, of course, after I get out of the shower and wash the oil off. You put it on your areas and it does help with the bruising. I always follow it up with a body moisturizer, but you can go ahead and get arnica and keep putting it on your bruise and it will help those bruises go away faster, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. See you soon.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.